Hey everybody, it's Jochen Heiden, and I'm back with the Hellsen versus Heiden campaign. It's January 30th, 1942. Okay, so uh, all right, so there we go. Base swaps, he grabs Townsville back, and we get Butuan back. No night bombing this turn. Okay, well that was a pretty quiet naval phase in the morning. Let's see what we get in the daytime. No subs so far. Let's see what happens. Wow. No subs at all. All right, so I've got my ASW aircraft operating again, and this time we're down to a 1,000 feet patrol. So I'm hoping we get some hits this turn. Usual sightings at Palembang. Good. I like to see these hit messages. So these hit messages, I actually almost believe because they're down low and I have good pilots doing it. Already a major canceled mission in China. Okay, so this is me testing the waters here at Bandung. I have no idea what he's got here. So this will be good for us to kind of find out what kind of flak he's got and that sort of thing. All right, well, he's definitely got some sort of flak here. We take one shot down. Pretty decent hits on the base. So Bandung is his last real bastion on Java. So I need to start hitting it right now. And he's got flak, and we're coming in at what 8,000, 9,000 feet. We may need to go a little higher. Maybe there's some sort of Bofors there that I'm not aware of. Okay, our bombing of Kunchang. This is on the Lanchow Road. Very important base for me. Really, really solid hits here. Look at these supply hits too. That's particularly good for me because that's going to help us bleed him from supply sooner. That's the kind of stuff that we need there. Okay, I'm bombing this hex because I do intend to strike here this turn, attack. So I'd like to disrupt them if I can. I'm bombing here to try to slow these troops down as they move towards Chungking. Nice hits. Good hits here. Man, what is up with the flak here at what's up with the flak here at Clark Field? That's the second day in a row we've taken a flak loss. What's going on? Alright, so I figured I'd hit Chang shot. It's been a while. Got some good supply hits there. Yeah, this should be a good raid today. Good hits, good supply hits. Hmm. Okay, AM phase in the books. A couple flak losses, nothing major. So far, so good. I'm happy with that. Hopefully, our ASW aircraft at Cooktown can get some more hits on these enemy subs. Let's see. Oh! I don't see that every day. One of my Bettys was shot down by a sub. Hmm. Oh. Well, hopefully we can dodge this. Damn it. Ugh. Well, that sucked. So this AMC takes one bomb hit. I don't think that will sink it. We should be able to get it back to Singapore. But these guys from Batavia are still active. All right, PM phase in the book. A submarine shot down one of my Bettys, which is odd, but it can happen. All right, here we go, guys. Oh, I think this is going to go pretty good. So we're attacking these two cores here, or these pieces. I think we're going to blow them out. Yep. Nice. Perfect. Oh, that's not what I wanted them to go. We still do good damage to them, though. We're just going to have to chase them. Because now they're blocking another rail line, but not the most important one. So, alright, that's fine. Okay, let's continue. Okay, hopefully this goes well. It should. Yes. Alright, pushing these guys off into the periphery. Excellent. So this guy was in supply, but he was in the wrong op mode. What op mode was he in? You know what this seems to me? It seems like he's almost trying to suicide these units by putting them in the wrong op mode so they take more losses. This is suicide attempts. That's what this is. Alright, Semarang. Looks like we're going to capture that without much fight at all. Cool. That went well. So no losses from our armor, and we're going to continue pursuing him towards Tjilit. Now, it looks like there's some mines here, so good thing we didn't come in at Semarang, right? Excellent. Let's press on. Oh, another bombardment. Maybe I need to call this off. I kind of forgot to do it. Yeah, we're not getting anything usefulness out of this, so I don't think we need to bombard here anymore. It's not going to pay us any dividends. Okay. This is my armor getting into Mike Tila. As we continue our drive into Burma. And there was nobody there, so no big deal. And then this is us at Singkep, taking this flag base here. There's no offense here, so, I mean, no defenders, so this should go easy. Cool. Attackers, low supply. Oops. Alright, and most of these units are actually not participating in this battle. It's only this regiment here that's involved. And that corps surrenders, so that's one less partisan unit we have to deal with now behind our lines. So cool. I'm fine with that. So that road should be cleared out for a while. Alright, and we are taking Sandpit. Again, it's undefended, so this should be very easy for us to do. Cool. Another base. Alright. Guys, this is a big day for us, right? We're actually... We got much parachute attacks here in India. You see all these bases here? We're opening up these rail lines here so our infantry can rail to this part of India. So I've dropped one parachute regiment on each one of these bases here. Nice. Awesome. And the fourth one. 4 bases, guys. We have a straight shot all the way through now. Sweet. That went very well. Awesome. Well, that was my big parachute operation in India today. Good. Cooktown size 5. Yeah, this was a good turn. I'm just glad our parachute operation went according to plan. No issues at all. Had a good day versus the partisans in China. That was good. Captured some bases. This was a good turn. I feel like we're starting to recapture some of our momentum that I lost over the last few turns. So no subs to worry about. We didn't get attacked by any subs. I'm really happy with this turn. Oh, jeez. Okay, looks like we're getting some infantry, some reinforcements here on the map. This is a good turn. I like it. Okay. This was a great turn for us, guys. This whole airborne operation in India is really going to speed things up. So we'll talk about that when we go around the map, but let's start with the numbers for this turn. Aircraft losses, not a great day for us. 8 to 1. We lost 2 Nels, 1 of each of these aircraft here. 1 Mavis, which we haven't lost many of those. And then 1 Betty. He lost a PBY-5. Of those 8 aircraft we lost, looks like 4 KIA pilots and 1 wounded. Let's see if we can figure out who this wounded guy is. Alright. Either way, we're getting him back. He's got return dates. That's great. And if we take a look at our wounded pilots in general, this guy, nope, can't retire him. Yeah, still sitting on the same 4 with some coming back here. Okay, let's take a look at the army loss points for this turn. 20 for the Allies, 0 for us. Ship sunk this turn. None yet. We'll see when we go around the map, though. Okay, looking at the um, strat loss points, no change there. For the turn, we gained 106 points, bringing the win ratio up to 2.652. 2.652. That's our new high score. All right, let's take a look at Combat Reporter. Not too much to discuss here today. Ground activity, not really anything worth discussing. You guys saw the combat, and it wasn't anything noteworthy there. Again, in the air, nothing particularly exciting happened there, other than the fact that we are still taking some flak losses over Clark, which hasn't really been a thing until recently. Sigint, a couple things here. Something going on at Bhopal, something going on at Bombay, and that's concerning to me because these are the bases that are the big threat to me. So, Bombay, Bhopal, and Delhi are those bases, in my opinion, that are the biggest threat because they have the air bases that can support B-17 operations against us. So we know he's got this up to a size 5. I believe Delhi's at a 6. I think Bombay's at a 6. So these are dangerous bases, and they're well within B-17 and B-24 range of my troops even now. So if we take a look at Bombay, we see he's got aircraft and ships. Not really anything we didn't already know, right? But it's something I have to be very careful with as we start advancing this way. We're going to have to deal with that all the time. All right. Okay, ops report. Arrivals. We have a new SNLF at Hiroshima, a naval construction battalion at Osaka, and this little guy right here, the Yokosuka or Yokusuka, if you want to be fancy, assault SNLF at Sama. Why it spawns at Sama, not Yokosuka, I don't know. But this is another parachute regiment, and it's really good. Look at these experience levels, 90%. It does come under-equipped here. It's missing some devices. If you look at the TOE, you can see that it's supposed to have a bit more than what it's got. But I'll take it in whatever condition it's in, because these guys are the key to victory for me in India. So I'm going to get a ship over here to pick these guys up and get them up to Calcutta ASAP. I need them. All right, let's take a look at the intel report. Looks like we had Kushiro and Cooktown expanding. Kushiro is great because if you look over here, this is the base that's going to help defend this whole part of the home islands in case he attacks us. So having this base, we're trying to get to at least a size 5, or actually I'd like to get to a size 8, but it's going to take forever. But hey, we got nothing else to do but build it up anyway, right? So we're going to do that. And then Cooktown is important because this is our last serious stronghold we've got in Australia right now. We really need it. So I've got up to a size 5 airfield, which I think is sufficient for the time being for me to operate the aircraft I currently have here. We should not exceed the stack limit like this. And in the meantime, we can start working on the fortifications because we're going to need those too. He's coming for us. Alright, Japanese tab. Look at all these bases we captured today. Semarang, Maiktila, Sinkep, all these things. 4 of these were during our major parachute regiment attack. So we got those guys. We got all these bases captured, which is great. I haven't seen this many bases in a long time. And in the sub tab, as you can see, we're really hurting on the enemy subs near Cooktown. I'm going to keep this up for a couple more days. Hopefully we can wear these guys down and damage more of them. I would love to eliminate some subs here. And these aircraft we're using pack some big bombs. So if they are hitting, if these are accurate, we're doing damage to these ships. So that's good. All right. Let's take a look at the situation, okay? No activity over here at all. Bering Sea is looking good. Home Islands is looking good. Manchukuo is looking great. And China is actually looking okay. It's looking okay. So we'll take a look at the situation here. We cleared some troops off of here, cleared troops off of here, and here. So we're slowly reopening our rail lines. We still have enemy troops right here, so we'll need to deal with that. I'll use this 40th Regiment to head down that way and do that. We did clear that rail line, and now these guys are going to head down here to do the same. And in about 2 turns, I'll be able to attack here again and hopefully clear this rail line, which will more or less get most of our rail open. The last place I need to worry about is right here. And I've got troops currently on the way to handle that. These 2 division fragments are on the way. They will be able to easily dislodge these guys. And yeah, we're slowly starting to make progress on all these partisan units. Slowly but surely they will die. And then we can free up a lot of units to move back to the front once these are all done. Because I got to keep these rail lines open for supply and resources to flow back where I need them to flow. Okay, so we got some good intel on Kungchang. We finally hit the air base here. Caused a lot of damage. He's got a fair amount of troops here, but I think a lot of them are going to be support troops. Like headquarters units and engineers. So I'm going to continue moving my troops up this way. Right now we've currently got a division and an armored car regiment. Next turn I should be able to get this army headquarters in there. I've got a mixed brigade coming up, a bunch of artillery, and more mixed brigades. We should have, oh geez, 700, 1200. I'm going to have about 1600 AV here soon, guys, and we're going to be able to hopefully break through. I've got engineers coming into Sion finally after weeks of delays, and we're working on getting that airfield built up. I'd like to get it to at least a size 4 so my bombers can move up and start hitting here and Chungking from Sion. We have our rest of our push is going this way, and I have another unit heading this way. So these are all moving fine. We should see them move into the next hexes within a turn or two. And hopefully we can break through and continue on to Chungking. But this is working really good. We're definitely ahead of the power curve here. He's trying to reinforce, but we're bombing him in all these hexes to slow down these troops as they proceed down the road. And once they get out into the open onto this clear terrain out here, if you take a look at this, they're mincemeat. We can just shred these guys. So, and we have air power in Aichang and Hankow that can just murder anything that gets out into this clear terrain. So, if he gets out here, it's in our favor. We have the better firepower and we have the air power to probably win any engagement out here on the plains before we get into Chungking. Okay. Looking good down up here. Really happy with all this. Down here, we're just relocating troops. I'm done messing with all these guys down here. It's a waste of my time. There's no value added by chasing these guys all over the map. So let them go where they want to go. If he wants to take a couple bases down here, I don't care. I don't need any of these for what I'm doing. Oh, that's a lot of supply here. Get that supply moving. What? Oh, that's why. This expeditionary army, I'm actually moving towards Aichang, but these command headquarters tend to attract supply to wherever they're at. So that's why you see a huge glob of supply here. It's going to move with this headquarters up to wherever we're going. All right. So at Nanning, we have appeared to have secured this base. I'm working on the fortifications now. We have a lot of engineers here. I've got supply here. Everything's looking good. I got more supply coming in from Haiphong, so Nanning is going to be an easily defendable base for us. I'm already working on repairing the damaged units here. It's like this division here, as you can see. Let's actually... Why can't I rebuild the... Oh, you know why I can't rebuild this unit, guys? Because we're in the process of upgrading devices, and if you look at the A versus B and C, the A's got this 47 millimeter, the B's got this 37, the C's got this 37. So until these devices are fully swapped out, you can't recombine these divisions, which is okay because I'm trying to repair them anyway, and they repair individually faster on their own. split up into thirds than they do as one contiguous unit. So I'll wait for the rest of these guys to swap out to the better equipment, and then I can recombine them once they all are on the same TOE. Anyway, though, everything's looking good here at Nanning. I don't think he'll be able to take it back from us at this point, and reinforcements will be coming in later on. So Nanning's looking good. I don't anticipate any more disasters befalling us in this area in the immediate future. Okay, let's take a look at Burma. Burma's looking really good, guys. We just took my Tila, and my armor is moving from Mandalay, and in about 2 turns, we'll have Mandalay. From there, we continue with the armor to take all these other bases, right? And then we come in behind Lashio and cut it off. Okay, Magway. This is big. Next turn, we take Magway, and this is oil. And that oil is going to flow down to Rangoon. And that fuel that Rangoon makes is going to flow up eventually towards Calcutta to get the heavy industry fired up again there, because we're going to need that oil and fuel to do it. We also want to get the fuel at Lido, because that will flow back to Chungking as well. But this is a bit of a longer operation. It's going to take me probably about 3 weeks, 2 weeks to get to Lido, if everything goes perfectly well, which I don't think it will, because nothing ever does. But yeah, we're finally moving on Burma again, and we should have this whole area here captured in the next few days. And by the next 2 weeks, I'll have all these bases as well, which basically is going to cut off China from any additional help from India, which is basically not going to happen anyway, but it'll be 100% guaranteed. And then we start a siege warfare operation at Lashio and just bleed him dry there. We're going to bombard him, he's going to fire back, and he's going to burn up supply. And to keep these guys supplied, because they won't be able to get it from India, it's going to have to be sucked out of China to keep these guys alive. And it's just all going to start a cascading downward spiral effect for the Chinese supply situation, so that all of their units are constantly out of supply, because we're just attacking him in all these places, cutting off the oil and fuel, and creating draws everywhere. I'm looking forward to the next few months here in China, because I think we're going to really do some damage there. Okay, let's talk about India. So India is really, really exciting again for me, because we just captured all 4 of these bases by parachute attack. And to keep with the rules that we have in place about using fragments of parachute regiments, I used 4 separate parachute regiments for this operation, not one that I split into pieces, because that would break the rules. So I've got the 1st SNLF here, 3rd SNLF there, 1st Raiding Regiment, and 2nd Raiding Regiment. That basically constitutes the bulk of my parachute regiments that I have on the map at this point. I've got them all in India for this purpose. So now that they've taken these bases, the plan is to pull them back in with the aircraft that dropped them in, and replace them via strat move mode with troops from Calcutta, which are now going to go along this rail line and reinforce all these bases to deal with the garrison requirements. And then from there, we can continue attacking into India with those troops. And this is our basically our lead off now. And you can bet that I will continue to be doing this in the coming days with my parachute infantry. I'm going to be looking at other bases that I can potentially take quickly, just to kind of fast forward along. And we're just going to start grabbing every available base that's in range of Calcutta with these parachute regiments, and then I don't have to waste bigger units to do it. Now, the one thing I need to be aware of are the garrison requirements, because a lot of these bases have them, right? Let's see. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. That one does. That one doesn't. That one does. So garrison. So one of the biggest problems in India as a Japanese player is, as you continue to advance, right? All these stupid bases all have little garrison requirements. I'm maybe just circling random things just to make a point. But every time you take a base, you have to leave a little bit of troops behind to keep the rail lines open and the garrisons open, right? Or garrisons manned. And pretty soon you run out of troops. By the time you get to about this line, you don't have enough troops to garrison all these bases, and then you're kind of stuck. So that's going to be an issue that I encounter here in the near future. I'm guessing this is about as far as I'm going to be able to get for the time being with the available troops that I've got. All right, this is the area that I can deal with. based on the troops that I have in Calcutta at this time. I'll have to figure out a way to split up things like SNLF units to kind of divide them up and to give them a garrison capability. One thing I can do is kind of use aircraft to split them up and divide them into pieces and drop just the amount of AEV that I need into each base, so that I can kind of spread out. Like one SNLF unit can potentially cover three bases garrisons, right? But they don't. You can't divide it on its own. You have to do it with gimmicks and chips and tricks in the aircraft. But that's what I need to do in India. But it's moving along, guys. This is progress. Okay, in Sumatra, we're still in the process of trying to get over here to take out these guys. But Madan oil is flowing now. Benkalas oil is flowing. We just captured Singcap, and this is the ship that was hit by the enemy aircraft. I don't think we'll have any issue getting it to Singapore. It is on fire. That is concerning, but there's no supply or fuel aboard, so I do believe that this fire should be able to get put out because we don't have that much system damage. Once we get into Singapore, the naval support squads and all the other stuff there should help douse this fire. We can get it back in the shipyard and get it repaired. It should be okay. All right. So we just took this base here, Sampit. So immediately we're going to go ahead and load these troops back up and keep it going. So verify, good. And then from here, Ketapang is going to be the next location. So Ketapang. Now, a lot of people make fun of me for putting in these task force names, but I forget what they're for if I don't do it. So I have to do this to remind myself what the heck I'm using these guys for. So, but anyway, I'm just trying to capture these bases here because they're worth points, right? And some of these guys produce like resources that I can use. So I'm going to start picking up all these bases on Borneo. It's time to speed things up here. Oh man, look at that. He has not repaired Balak Poppin. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Let's look at Java real quick. We just captured Semarang, and now my armor is on the way to continue chasing these guys. Then we get to Jilitjap, and then from there, we make our final push on these bases up here. Bandung, Batavia, that sort of thing. Alright, looking on the Philippines. No new activity on Luzon right now. He's still got troops up here doing Lord knows what. I don't really care. And we're just kind of hanging out, waiting for him to run out of supply. It's going to be a long, long haul here on Luzon, and I'm in no rush to deal with it at this time. On Mindanao, I'm still in the process of moving a third SNLF unit up here. It's got quite a ways to go still. And then these guys are just hanging out. I kind of want to do this. Well, I don't. I wanted to bombard to see what he's got. No, heck with it. We are going to do that. We're going to bombard this next turn and see kind of what he's got going on here. I'm not entirely sure how well he's doing supply-wise. I would think that with Malay having a max supply cap of only 8,000, he's probably getting close to burning through that right now. So we're gonna test that out and see what it's looking like, and go from there. This is gonna be a long haul either way. Dutch East Indies, nothing substantial to report here. I'm just in the process of cleaning things up. All right, let's talk about Australia. So with Australia, we're still dealing with these submarines that are kind of hanging off the coast of Cooktown. He's trying to blockade this place because he doesn't want my ships to go in and out of here, right? So he thinks this is the way you get into Cooktown. But I don't know if you guys can see this, but I got a little sneaky. I think this is this is what is the Great Barrier Reef, right? All these things here. All this stuff is the Great Barrier Reef, or so I think, or portions of it. But there's another hole right here, and if you get in this way, you can sail into Cooktown. So what I did was I bypassed all of his submarines here. Let me clean this up. This is a mess. Okay, let's try this again. So he's got submarines here. blocking the primary inlet into Cooktown. But he did not cover this one. So I sailed some cargo ships through here, and we will be able to get into Cooktown next turn, and he won't be able to stop it. So, yeah, that will resolve our supply issues on Cooktown, and we can, after we get that supply level back up, we can reinitiate our strat bombing of Clonkery. So, there you go. He kind of messed up and left that open for us, so I'm taking advantage of it. And in the meantime, I'm continuing to attack these subs and hopefully doing some damage to them all with my ASW. So these are the aircraft that are currently doing it. This Snell unit unfortunately took... Oh, maybe they didn't take the flak losses, but as you can see, we are definitely building up our ASW prowess here with each day. Every time these guys engage or hit a sub, we're getting more experience doing it. And then the Bettys, I think this is the guy that actually took a flak loss last turn, which is interesting. But either way, as you can see, we've got quite a bit of hits on ASW here, which means these are the aircraft that likely made contact with the subs. And we're just going to keep hitting these guys. And here's what we're hitting them with. Two 250-pound bombs. ASW bomb loads, guys, are always going to be the reduced bomb load of your bombers. So in this case, we have those two Nell and Betty bombers basically carry the same bomb load, and we should be potentially putting up to 1,000 pounds of bombs on these stupid subs every time we hit them, if we're hitting them. But now that we're flying at 1,000 feet, I do believe that we are. Unfortunately, to finish up in Australia, he has retaken Cooktown, so basically all of our operations from Rockhampton up have been undone, and we're currently falling back to Cairns, and then from there we'll figure out next moves. But I should be able to save all this infantry. We're looking at about, let's see, 40, 20, 50. Yeah, about 250 AV we'll have in Cairns, maybe 300. That's not quite enough to defend that place, so what I'm probably going to do is look to pull these guys back into Cooktown, and it's going to be kind of a slow withdrawal because we don't have... it's kind of a slow road, so but I think I want to go ahead and do that now. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll get all these guys moving towards Cooktown. It's going to take them quite a while on this secondary road, but we've got plenty of time here. It's time to get out of here. So that's the plan. All right. So basically, that's it for this turn. Overall, I'm very, very happy with how things have gone in India this turn. We had a very successful parachute operation. Now it's time to capitalize on this and move these units in and take from Beswara and start heading out in all directions. We're already pursuing him towards Jamshedpur, and I've got a division here that's going to start working on Darjeeling and these units here and getting into Lido and capturing all this stuff here. So one division is going to split up into 3 pieces to do that operation. And then from there, we continue pushing north. Well, is that north? It's kind of northwest and also south. I am definitely eyeing a potential invasion of Ceylon in the future, but until to be able to do that, I need to neutralize all of this stuff first. That needs to be secured, so then there's really nothing he can do to stop us other than a carrier interdiction, but you can bet that if I'm going for Ceylon, my carriers will be here too, to include Kido Butai, because there's no way you can take Ceylon without Kido Butai. He's got heavy surface assets, he's got carriers, he's got plenty of firepower out here, and we've got Force Z that might be back in action by that time. He's got all kinds of options here to hurt us. So I would need some big firepower to deal with that. So hopefully we can look at this later on. But in the meantime, we have a lot of other work to do, like my artwork. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get this turn done as quickly as possible so I can get it back to Hellsen so we can keep this campaign going. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.